Hi, I'm Dorthe from EPOS. For those of you that don't know EPOS, I'll tell you a little bit about who we are, but in this session, we'll zoom in on how EPOS differentiate from competition by innovating audio and video solutions built for the human brain, with the goal of improving performance with less energy spent to unleash human potential for individuals and teams. So first, a little bit about who we are. EPOS is actually an old company, but a new brand name. We are formerly known as Sennheiser Communication, a joint venture between Sennheiser and Demant. Demant is a global leading healthcare and technology group. 2 years ago, it was decided that Demant should take over the full ownership of us, and at that time, we changed name into EPOS. A lot of the things kept the same. We still have the same R&D team. The products are as they were. Of course, we have gotten additional new products since during the last 2 years. And we are proud to say that we have more than 100 years of experience within audio in our group. What do we offer? We do work in the space both of enterprise and gamers, so we offer headsets, speakerphones, video solutions, and equipment for gamers, so both for enterprises and for gamers. But enough about who we are and what we offer. Now, let's see a video.
High level of think it's all good news. Time that we finally get back on just made.
I've tried this, and probably more of you, maybe all of you have tried this. Being in meetings after meetings, and suddenly your brain starts wondering, what's the next meeting about? What's my most important to do today? What's my evening plans, etc. There's a lot of great things to say about the new way of working with virtual meetings, with hybrid meetings, but there's also things we need to take care of to really be able to focus in the new way of working. We did a survey a little bit back in time, and 95% of the respondents said that they were challenged with keeping concentration in meetings because of sound issues. And there is a natural reason for that. Our human reptile brain is simply not built for artificial sound. And that can result in concentration loss, and in worst case, in burnout or stress. So this is important that we take it seriously, because we do want to work in this new way of working with virtual meetings, hybrid meetings, physical meetings, the combination where we move in and out of the different environments. But we need to help our human brain being able to cope with it, so we as individuals can cope with it and perform at our best. A core insight into why we talk so much about the brain, why we are talking about audio and video and focus in meetings, is because we do hear with our ears, but we listen and understand with our brain. And our brain is constantly searching the environment, trying to focus and trying to recall what our brain experience or we experience. And we cannot change that. No matter how much we want to control our brain, this is how our brain works. And it does this day and night, at work, at home. But what we can control is the sound environments that we put ourselves into. So to perform our best and reduce the cognitive load at home and at work, we need to help the human brain adapt to artificial sound. I'd like to show one more video.
Did you know that we hear with our ears, but listen with our brain? The brain is constantly scanning the surroundings, orienting itself in its environment. distinguishing relevant sound from disturbing noises, and choosing what to focus on. Orient, focus, recognize. This is the process the brain performs to make sense of sound. Sounds that cannot be recognized are perceived as noise, and noise stresses your brain, causing tiredness and loss of concentration. Through more than a decade of psychoacoustic research, we have collected data on how and when the brain performs best. Based on that, we have designed our audio and video solutions with unique algorithms and acoustic engineering to provide the best conditions for your brain. This results in better focus and less tiredness for both you and the people you are communicating with. Introducing EPOS BrainAdapt, audio designed for your brain. EPOS, the power of audio.
So technology designed not just based on what we can do with technology, but technology designed based on how we as humans listen, understand, and build up long-term and short-term memory. So what is it actually we do at EPOS? So I would like to take you through a very high-level R&D process. The first part that we do every time we launch a new product or work with optimizing and improving, constantly improving our solutions is the sound profile. So here we look at what are the use cases for this solution. And then we dig into the data we have. We have more than 10 years of data on how the human brain process audio, process sound in different sound environments, and how, if we do like this with tech, how it helps the brain, or if we do with like this with tech, how it actually challenges the brain even more. So defining the sound profile is a huge work. It's looking at the use cases. How do we want to help the user of this product? What kind of data do we have, both on people with a normal hearing, but also people that have a hearing loss or are struggling with their hearing? Based on all this knowledge, we put together the sound profile. Then the next phase is looking at the sound profile and say, okay, how do we translate this into acoustics and algorithms in our solutions? And then that is what is becoming the product. Then we also, a few years back, started doing the scientific studies after we have designed the product, where we do test, did we get the benefits for the user as we hoped for with the sound profile and the translation into acoustics and algorithms that we did? So to really validate that our solutions do help on listening fatigue, do help on improving memory recall, so that we really do unleash human potential for individuals and teams to perform better with less energy spent. So this is the innovation circle. I know it's very simplified, but it's like 3 very important steps to ensure that we do not just launch a new tech product, but we launch a tech product that helps us as humans perform better. Within our group, Demant, we do have our own research center. It's actually a leading research center worldwide in psychoacoustic research. So we are very proud of our colleagues working at this research center. They do the testing for us. They do the data and analysis to ensure it's very in-depth done by scientists whenever we do the validation or verification of the benefits of our solutions. There are different testing methods. I would like to show one of them here today, and that is using pupillary testing to test how much of a relief for the brain we can give with different sound profiles. So if you look to the right, you will see a picture of eyes very close up. And here you see now pupils increasing. And that's because now the respondent being in this test is being in a very complicated and cluttered sound environment, and then it becomes harder and harder for the brain to listen, understand, and recall what is being said, and then actually our pupils increase. So it's actually something physical that happens when our brain is challenged. Of course, you will not see it just looking at your colleagues on the other side of the table, but with this special camera, we'll be able to validate and see how we give a relief on the human brain by tracking the development of pupils in different sound environments and with different sound profiles added to the different sound environments. We also do other testing methods with a EKG hat on and stuff like that, but this is one of the core testing methods that we've been using for a long time in the Demant Group, from where we do have a lot of data that we base our first step in innovation, the sound profiling, on. I'd like to show you some evidence from our latest study. It was for our EPOS BrainAdapt 660. That product comes in two versions, so maybe you know the black one, or you know this one we pictured here, which is the Aston Martin version. The study shows that you can actually reduce your listening effort with 35% with this product, and up to 10% better memory recall. That's quite a lot. And I have to say personally, but that's of course subjective when we talk studies, I do feel less tired after a day working from home and wearing the 660s. But also we can see in the scientific studies that there is a reason why I do feel less tired at the end of the day. I hope you got a little curious about EPOS and our solutions, so please feel free to reach out to us. Or visit EPOS Showcase page, where you also have a chance to win the EPOS BrainAdapt 660 Aston Martin version. We are a proud audio partner of Aston Martin, and together with Aston Martin, we designed this headset. Let's end this session with seeing a video where it clearly shows the power of audio. I wish you all a wonderful day.
To tell them we're thinking plan B, and they know that.
Especially we're thinking plan B.
Go for it.
Emission control is really essential to the whole weekend, how the team operates, the performance we can extract from the car, the results that we ultimately end up with on a Sunday. It doesn't matter where the race team is, like what area of the world we're in, Australia, Japan, massive time differences. Emission control operates real time in direct communication with the track. Our intercom system is split down into a number of different channels, and there's different conversations that happen in those channels, often at the same time.
When you're working live during a race, you're often listening to 15 to 20 different channels, and that can be a lot of noise going on, so it's very important to keep communication short, succinct, and to the point.
Box this lap, box this lap.
The biggest pressure points in a race are always going to be around the pit stops. You've got to be ready, and you've got to plan ahead for those scenarios and know what's going to be best for your car.
You've got a single pit stop, and that's where your strategy, your entire weekend is made or broke. A lot of analysis goes into that, and up to that point, you think you've got it right, or you at least hope you've got it right. And then, you wait and you watch the pit stop and you hope it's a good pit stop, and then the car releases. When something's gone well, you've come out in the right position post pit stop and it's a good result for the team, that's all because the communication that we've had in mission control, the communication to the track, the communication to the driver, that's all really paid off, and everyone's been on board with the plan.
There's so much information, and anything going missing could really cost you on track. Therefore, it's really important to have clear and reliable audio equipment.
With EPOS, clear communication is essential with everything we do.